Live from KHOU 11, your news starts now.
Tonight, Harris County deputies are looking for a man accused of shooting and killing another man this morning. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
Warm temperatures are here to stay, and we could actually be pushing record warmth over the next 3 to 5 days. We'll talk about how long that may stick around and the changes ahead for next week.
And lending a helping hand for families in need. The local groups that came together today to support Houstonians still recovering from SNAP delays and the government shutdown. Thanks for joining us and being with us this evening. I'm Ugochi Iloka. Cheryl Mercedes has the night off. Right now, Harris County deputies are searching for a man they say shot and killed another man early this morning. This happened around 2 a.m. this morning at a home on West Canino Road, just east of the North Freeway. Investigators say the two men were in some kind of dispute when shots were fired, killing a 41-year-old man who was hit in the stomach. And deputies tell us the shooter knew the victim.
That male lives at the residence off and on, but he hadn't been there for a couple of days. My understanding at this point is they may have had a friend relationship, just friends.
Yeah, and two other people were inside the home at the time, but were not hurt. Right now, investigators still don't know what led up to the shooting. If you know where the suspect is, call Crime Stoppers. New tonight, 2 people are dead and another seriously hurt after an overnight crash in Grimes County. We spoke with Texas DPS in just the last 2 hours. It was around 12:45 a.m. this morning when a man driving a Ford Escape was headed west on 249 when he apparently crossed into the eastbound lanes, hitting another vehicle. The driver of the Escape, identified as 45-year-old Hugo Valderramo Quintero of Spring, and the driver of the other vehicle, 31-year-old Westner Carrillo of Pasco, Washington, were both killed. 3 children were also taken to a hospital, but have been released, thankfully, and a person sitting in the back seat of the vehicle that was hit is in serious condition. New at 6, 4 Fort Bend ISD students are now in custody in connection to a deadly shooting last month outside a Walmart in Missouri City. The shooting happened on October 27th, just after 6 p.m. Officers found 22-year-old Jeremy Williams of Manville unresponsive in the parking lot. Investigators also say a small child was inside the car with him, but the child wasn't hurt. And tonight, Missouri City Police say they arrested all 4 students yesterday at Travis High School. Detectives believe the group was involved in a robbery that led to Williams' death. Fort Bend ISD tells us the high school was briefly placed on a secure hold while officers made the arrests, emphasizing students and staff were never in danger and classes quickly resumed. Right now, police haven't said what charges the students could face. Turning to weather on this warm, gorgeous evening, here's a live look outside Galveston's Pleasure Pier, courtesy of Saltwater Recon. Now, meteorologist Pat Calvin joins us now. Pat, it was so warm earlier. Is that going to be the trend really for the rest of the weekend? Yeah,
I think that warmth is really going to stick around, and not just stick around, but also build, especially as we go through the next few days. Really pretty sunset here. Sun went down just over 30 minutes ago at 5:25, but a really nice shot looking to the west here from the top of our studios in the Galleria. 84 degrees in the books today. Woke up at 57, right? So the lower that number is, the lower the humidity is. So with overnight temperatures in the 50s, humidity really hasn't been that bad so far. We are going to notice that on the increase, though, the next few days. But the main story really is the temperature. We are in striking distance, or at least we were in striking distance of the record today. I think we actually get there heading into tomorrow. Live look out towards the Med Center, Herman Park. Beautiful evening to be out and about. 75 degrees right now. Dew points are up in the mid 60s. So yeah, it's a touch muggy out there. Obviously, it's not summer humidity, but it is noticeable, and it's going to become noticeable here as we go through the next few days. So we're tracking record warmth, again, not just for tomorrow, but really as we go all the way into the start of the upcoming week. We're staying dry for now as well. However, there are changes ahead towards the end of the upcoming week, and that will come with our next chance for scattered downpours and thunderstorms. Your Sunday looks nice, though. A mix of sunshine and clouds to mainly sunny skies. Temperatures start off upper 60s, low 70s, and then we'll make it to about 80, 82 degrees towards lunchtime. Mid to upper 80s then for your high temperatures tomorrow. Upper 80s for November. Just for a frame of reference, our normal high temperature this time of year is 73. Nothing out there right now on satellite or radar. We are quiet across the entire state. It's a very quiet weather picture for the overnight. It's a bit muggy. Again, a little more humidity out there, some patchy fog in play as well. Partly cloudy then for tomorrow, more humidity, and again, near record warmth, and we'll keep that rolling getting into Monday as well with mainly sunny skies, and again, really warm temperatures well into the 80s. Look at the numbers here. 87 for your high temperature tomorrow. That would break the record. 84 for Monday, 86 for Tuesday, 85 for Wednesday. And then we do see some changes towards the end of the week. Temperatures still above normal, but a lot closer to where we should be by the time we get towards next Saturday. And that'll correspond with the humidity drop as well. So the next few days, the humidity is kind of in that not bad to tropical range here, definitely on the higher side. But by next week, you really get the sense of some changes. The temperatures drop, the humidity drops as well. So let's take a look at it with the rain chances. You can see, again, we do stay dry all the way through Tuesday. By Wednesday, as a system approaches, we may work in about a 20% chance for a couple showers. But I think it'll be Thursday that we'll see a spike in the rain chances as our next cold front approaches from the west. So here's the setup this week. High pressure to the south will act as a heat ridge. It'll actually build across the Gulf. And I think our hottest days come in, again, tomorrow, but then again as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's because we're on the northwestern side of this ridge. Look what's happening out across the west coast, though. An area of low pressure dives south. That will cut across the country, and a trailing cold front will bring the potential for some rain and maybe even a couple of feisty thunderstorms late Thursday into Thursday night. So there's still a lot of uncertainty about the timing and the location of where the heaviest rain will be. And if you remember, just last week, we did this whole song and dance with the potential for, heavier downpours, and that just didn't materialize. So it's too early really to put a pin in this for now. But hopefully as we get into tomorrow and Monday, we have a better idea of what these rain and storm chances look like. Bottom line, though, looking towards the end of the month, it does look like we may start to trend a little wetter than normal, which of course would be a welcome relief with the current drought situation across the area. That's your forecast, though, for Sunday. Mainly sunny skies, near record warmth, 87 in the city, 88, though, for Sugar Land, Katy, Columbus, 87, El Campo, 86 for Conroe, mid-80s there on the east side, and upper 70s in Galveston. There's your 7-day forecast, 84 for your Monday, 86 would tie the record on Tuesday, 85 would tie the record on Wednesday, and then we're tracking some scattered storms Thursday, which would knock us back to the 70s finally for high temperatures by Friday and Saturday. Until then, though, a long stretch of some, I would say, September-like weather coming our way as we head into the upcoming week. You go,
Hey, Pat, so we're ditching the sweaters.
For now, yeah.
For now.
For sure.
Thanks, Pat. Developing now in Kansas, 4 law enforcement officers are recovering in the hospital after being shot while responding to a domestic violence call this morning in Carbondale. That is south of Topeka. Now, investigators say 3 deputies and a Kansas Heights Patrol trooper were hit, and another man was injured there. Now, the suspect was reportedly shot and killed at the scene. Authorities say the officer's condition are still unknown, and the investigation is ongoing. Tonight, residents near Rice Military say a troubling trend of commercial trucks blocking parking in front of their homes has them fed up. One neighbor reached out to KHOU 11 in search for solutions. Here's Orko Manna.
Residents of this neighborhood here in the Rice Military area of Houston tell me they're fed up and frustrated after these commercial box trucks have been parking on this street in front of their homes for around 6 months. They say their main concerns are that these trucks are taking parking space away from residents who need them. They also say that sometimes these trucks are in the way of their garbage bins that need to be picked up by garbage trucks when they come through this area. They also say that they're worried about their safety and their children's safety, saying these trucks are facing and going the wrong way, and they're worried that their kids could get hit. They say that they've been trying to tell 311 about this for months. They say some tickets have been issued, but you can see those trucks are still there. So now, residents are reaching out to KHOU 11 for solutions. They say during the weekdays, the people who are in charge of these trucks are loading and unloading them, potentially with some kind of furniture. But then on the weekends, they just leave these trucks parked here on the road, right by the Katy freeway, facing the wrong direction on a one-way street. Right now, it's still unclear where these trucks are coming from and who's operating them, and residents say that they've done everything they can to try and resolve this issue on their own.
Yeah, so we filed 311 complaints. Multiple neighbors here have done so. They come out, they issue tickets, they pay the tickets. I think it's a $150 fine a truck, and the cycle repeats. I mean, I've seen no slowdown. We've recorded the same trucks time and time again. Even if they're getting tickets, they're still out here.
I've reached out to the Houston City Council member who represents this district in the hopes of getting these residents some solutions. For now, reporting from the Rice Military area of Houston, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
Thanks, Orko. If you have a story you want us to look into, call the Our Voice tip line and leave us a voicemail. The number is 713-521-4310, and we'll do our very best to get you solutions. Tonight, with many Houston families still catching up after delays in SNAP benefits from the recent government shutdown, Yes Prep Public Schools is stepping up to help. The district launched its first ever Yes Prep Cares Recovery Fair today in Houston's Alief community, serving hundreds of families with food, resources, and support. KHOU 11's Michelle Choi shows us how the need is still very real.
Here in Houston's Alief community, the line started early as families poured into Yes Prep's first ever recovery fair. Around 350 families signed up, plus walk-ins, all looking for help after weeks of financial strain from the recent government shutdown and SNAP delays. Are you surprised by the huge turnout, or were you expecting this?
Yeah, we're unfortunately expecting it. The key is how fast you can respond.
Castillo says part of that strategy includes a 24 to 48-hour turnaround getting supplies to families facing emergencies.
Food and basic items are necessities that our families need in order for them to succeed. And if we are not meeting those needs, then our students will not be successful. And so we want to make sure that we provide the resources comprehensively so our students can win academically.
Yes Prep says it plans to hold another event next month if families still need the help. One of the families here today, the Oliteo family, still waiting for their remaining SNAP benefits to arrive. Even though the government has returned to its normal operations, families like yours are still waiting, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's going to take a while for things to shift back, but as long as we remain positive, that's the only thing that's going to keep us going.
Marquita, a mom of two, says she and her kids have been living off what they saved. Was there a point where that thought crossed your mind where you started to get worried?
It has daily, but I just try to remain positive and know that we still have to live each day.
She says she's fortunate to have a support system.
I have a village behind me, so we support each other.
From fresh produce to housing and job support to games and prizes.
Raffle is for this lovely bicycle.
Today's event aimed to bring relief and joy to a community still working to catch up. How comforting is it to have Yes Prep and events like this where the community steps up and supports families?
It's very awesome. It's a very awesome feeling. The families that need, and everyone can come together like they're doing today and just enjoy themselves while getting the resources and things they need.
In Southwest Houston, Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
Michelle, thank you. It's so great to see those families getting the help they need. And over in West Houston, more help was also going out to other families still dealing with those SNAP delays. Rapper Trey the Truth partnered with the Houston Police Department and several local groups to hand out free turkeys to more than 1,000 families just in time for the holidays.
At the end of the day, everybody cared the same. We all knew people needed, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things going on in the city, you know, whether it's being spoken on or unspoken, but people need it. And I think, man, the fact that everybody came together and cared is worth more than anything because, well, one's slacking, the other one's picking up, you know, and we're making it work.
Yeah, and volunteers were also handing out water and other food supplies to support families in need. You know, and as SNAP recipients wait for benefits to begin reloading potentially as soon as Monday, the federal government is reopening its agencies and its major national attractions. In Washington, D.C., the Smithsonian's Air and Space Museum, along with its 18 other museums and the National Zoo, is welcoming visitors back this weekend after being closed since October 1st. Meanwhile, the FAA has given the green light for more air traffic but airlines are still expected to cancel about 3% of flights at 40 major airports nationwide. That includes here, Houston's Hobby and Bush airports. And for federal workers that were furloughed during the shutdown, back pay for some of those employees will begin going out as early as tomorrow, according to a memo from the White House Budget Office. Now, others will have to wait until Wednesday, November 19th. Turning now to a couple of today's other top stories. An Arizona mom is speaking out after a terrifying attack by her own dog. She's sharing her experience to warn other pet owners and prevent the same tragedy. We want to warn you, though, the images may be disturbing to see. Now, Kara Newell says her family had been temporarily caring for Odin, a 5-year-old Mastiff, for about a month, and he had never shown any signs of aggression until last Friday night. Newell says 2 of her other dogs started fighting. As she tried to break it up, Odin was accidentally let inside and attacked her.
Odin literally came straight to me, no sound, no growling, and just took me on and tried to kill me.
What were you thinking in that moment?
I don't want to die in front of my kids. I have to keep going. I have to get this dog off of me because I don't want to die in front of my kids.
Oh my goodness, so scary there. Newell says her 2 children helped pull Odin away and called 911. Now she's sharing a warning for other pet owners.
I've always heard you don't get in the middle of a dog fight, you don't get in between dogs when they fight, but like, no, literally don't do it. Don't do it because you're gonna die.
Oh my goodness. Newell is still recovering at home after undergoing several surgeries. Meanwhile, Animal Control has taken Odin into custody. We are so glad that she survived that. With Thanksgiving over a week away, you can expect to pay more for the wine you plan to serve with dinner. According to the latest data, bottled wine prices in the U.S. have climbed about 8% in the past decade. Several factors are driving the increase, such as inflation, higher production, shipping costs, and climate-related crop challenges. On top of that, importers are dealing with a 15% tariff on wines from the European Union that kicked in this year, further squeezing supply and cost. Now, retailers in many states say they are trying not to pass the full costs on to customers, but in Houston, that might mean fewer bargains this holiday season. Meanwhile, in an effort to ease grocery costs, President Trump has announced a rollback of tariffs on a number of other food items, including beef, coffee, bananas, tomatoes, and spices. The move is aimed at helping families save a little more at the store just in time for the holidays. And it was a celebration of history and pride in Baytown today as Harris County Precinct 2 Commissioner Adrian Garcia joined community members to unveil a new mural honoring the McNair neighborhood. Now, the vibrant artwork highlights the area's rich culture and history while recognizing residents who helped shape the community's identity. Inspired by local stories, the mural features influential figures like Miss Annie Gant, Ambassador Alfred Fontenot, and NFL standout Gene Washington, soul legend Joy Tex, and J.D. Walker, and other leaders who left their mark on McNair. Now, the project took 7 to 8 months to complete and is now open for the public to enjoy outside the J.D. Walker Community Center. Pat, I just love that story. I mean, they're celebrating so many people that made an influence and impact there. Now to a story getting a lot of clicks right now. Someone in Georgia hit last night's nearly $1 billion Mega Millions jackpot, $980 million to be exact, but the winner won't actually see anywhere near that amount. The cash payout drops hundreds of millions before taxes, and it's also one of the biggest jackpots since Mega Millions raised ticket prices earlier this year. Now you can see the real payout and where the winning ticket was sold right now on KHOU.com.
Taxes will get you every time.
I know. I mean, you win all that money, and of course,
I'll take a couple $100 million though. It's fine.
Yeah,
even if it's not close to $1 billion.
Yeah, Pat,
and the weather still fine.
It's still a lot of money. But Pat, the weather was so good, especially for the McNair community celebrating that mural and those different leaders that made an impact in that community. So we love that. The weather was good for that.
More warm weather on the way. That's the main story here. I mean, near record heat. 87 would break the record tomorrow. 86 would tie the record for Tuesday, 85 would tie the record for Wednesday. So a lot of heat for November standards coming our way. If you're a fan of the summer, though, soak it up. Cold front comes in. That'll be our next rain chance for Thursday. A little too early for details, but there could be a couple feisty storms in there, so we'll be watching it. Either way, though, behind it, we do drop back closer to where we should be for this time of year with highs in the mid-70s by next Saturday. So a little bit of everything for everyone this week. Hopefully the storms for Thursday aren't too bad, but we really do need the rain.
Yeah, so the next weekend might look a little different.
A little bit cooler, yeah, hopefully.
Yes. Thanks for joining us for this digital newscast at 6. We'll have more coming up on TV at 10 tonight, but you can stream us anytime on KHOU 11 Plus. Just download on your TV and watch for free. Have a good night, Houston.